This is going to be another one of those nighttime videos. I'm calling this one Kratom for Suboxone, opiates, and opiate withdrawal. This is going to be mostly audio. I came out to my car to record this one. This is actually for one person that's been commenting on my channel. I wasn't going to make this one for a while. I really wasn't. But I'm calling this part 6, The Regrets. This is going to be more of a backstory, so if you don't want to hear it, just watch the other videos. When I was in my 20s, I had a very, very hot fiance. She was flipping everything to me. I was still kind of young at the time. I figured I had lots of time to fuck around. Life was good. I had a car, I had an apartment, I had furniture, I had all the petty shit that people usually work their entire lives to collect. And I was growing weed in Ohio, clandestinely. I didn't have a job, because I didn't need one. I had a safe in my apartment with lots and lots and lots of drugs and lots and lots and lots of money. When we wanted to go out, we would go out. If we got really bored, I'd look at her and I'd say, "Hey, Jenny, you got your passport handy?" And she'd say, "Yep." I'd say, "You want to go to Amsterdam?" And we would fuck off to Amsterdam for a couple weeks. I've been to the Netherlands probably 24 times. I've been to Russia. I've been to Africa. I definitely lived a pretty damn charmed life until I hit the opioids and got on the Suboxone train. Currently, I'm quite far past the physical withdrawal. I have a pretty high metabolism. So with the Kratom, like I said, this video is not so much about that. This video is more about the regret of the time that I wasted on the Suboxone and what it does to you. More importantly, what it does to the people around you that actually give a fuck about you. You become so complacent. When I first went through my little opioid madness, and got on the Suboxone, it was a godsend. It was absolutely a godsend. And I looked at it like, hey, I can literally be on this for the rest of my life. Like, this is fucking great. Like, if I want to get high, I can just not take the Suboxone for a day or two and get high, and, I don't have to worry about not finding pills or not whatever, because if I don't have pills or if I don't have whatever, then I got my subs. I got my Valium. I got my booze. I'm legal. Cops can't even bust me. I can't even get fucked up on a drug test. Because, what are they going to do? Fire me for legally taking medication and drinking a acceptable, legal intoxicant? Well, that was about 15 years ago. The darkness kind of suits this video really well. Again, I didn't need money. I had DVD collections of every one of my favorite shows. I would go into Best Buy, lay down $100 bills like it was a joke. I would take my ex-fiance out to dinner. We literally went out like every day. We'd go to Red Lobster. We'd leave $50 tips like it was fucking 50 cents. Slowly but surely, the the Suboxone chipped away at my soul. And before you know it, a year had passed. That's okay, I was still young. 2 years had passed. I mean, what the fuck? My doctor then gets busted for dealing pills or whatever. Not dealing, but overprescribing. This was about 5 years in, actually. And this was also about the time that I lost my ex-fiancée. I was with her for 5 straight years. She just got tired of it. And she had Crohn's disease. She was legally prescribed opiates. She was like my backup stash. Got to the point where I was stealing her Oxycontin. And she knew about it too. Like, we used to snort lines together. But the Suboxone, in the beginning, it's a godsend. But after about 4 or 5 years, you start losing things. Start losing pieces of your soul. By the 6th or the 7th or the 8th year, I was still young. I was still gainfully employed. On year 5, I went to California with a shit ton of money. Went to work for a weed club. I still have the job to this day. I do have a couple good friends left. But my family doesn't trust me. They've just come to think of me as like that kid on pills. And it's not that they don't trust me because they think I'm going to steal from them or some dumb shit like that. They don't trust me because I'm not the person I was before I was on the Suboxone. Year 8 came around. Year 9 came around. Well, this is year 10. And I'm getting a little bit older. I haven't quite hit that 40s threshold where it's like, fuck my life. But it's getting pretty close. And that's kind of one of the many, many things that catapulted me on the Kratom. And I was realizing it today when I was bored out of my mind. And it's like, I don't even know how to live without being on Suboxone. I don't even know how. I grabbed the Bible out of all things. That's how bored I was. And I went out and I sat in the middle of a field, in the middle of a park, just to eat up time. I've never seen minutes and seconds crawl by so slow. But when you're on the Suboxone, everything just goes day after day after day after day after day. And before you know it, it's a month, and then a year, and then a couple years, and then fucking 10 years gone. Led Zeppelin style. Like 10 fucking years gone. Because when you're on it, you're complacent. You're not necessarily even high. You're complacent. You don't really care. It numbs your emotions. Maybe not during the first couple years. Certainly not in the first couple months. But it numbs you. It steals from you. And you don't realize it because it's so subtle. It chips away at your soul, but it does it a tiny little fucking piece at a time. So it's not like it's taking a jackhammer to your soul. It's more like it's taking a little rock hammer. If you've ever seen Shawshank Redemption and seen the amount of time that dude took to escape from prison, that's pretty much what Suboxone does to your soul. You don't notice it if it's a couple pebbles in the prison yard. It's not like, you're drilling a hole through the wall to your soul in one night. You're doing it over months and years. And again, anyone that's been on it for a long time knows exactly what I'm talking about. You just become complacent. You don't care. And after a while, you get paranoid about dumb shit. Shit you shouldn't even be worried about. Shit that shouldn't even matter. So, this video is kind of my correspondence to somebody that I've been corresponding with. I don't even know the dude's name. But I'll tell you this, random person. Hug your girlfriend. Embrace the time that you have right now. live life. Get off the shit. Like, don't be afraid of the withdrawals. I was terrified. You know what? I still have my fucking pills. I got refills and everything, but I don't ever want to take them again. Ever. And all the money that I had, it's gone. I mean, the experiences were worthwhile. Going to Amsterdam 2 dozen times was pretty fucking cool. All the wonderful dinners I had, all the shit, and I do mean shit because that's all it really is. Human connections are what's important, not the shit that you have. But all the shit, all the DVDs, the cool fucking Gibson Les Paul custom-made guitar that I had, it's fucking gone. It's all gone. The only thing I have left is regret over 10 years and hopefully a future to look forward to. And this Kratom, by the way, for anyone else that stumbles across this, it really is a miracle drug. It makes you healthy. I would almost say it has a mind of its own. It's forcing me to drink water. It's forcing me to drink water like it's my fucking job. It's forcing me to eat healthy fruit. Like shitty food that I used to love, like McDonald's and fried chicken and all this other stuff. Like, it doesn't even appeal to me anymore. So, yeah, I didn't believe the hype. I really didn't. And by the way, Kratom definitely has a ceiling dose, but not in the same way that buprenorphine and Suboxone and Subutex does. It has a ceiling dose where if you take too much, like I think I did today, you end up with a headache. And that's about it. The withdrawals are non-existent. The very few physiological withdrawals I have left are completely manageable. I feel like I sweat the shit out when I'm sleeping. In my opinion, Suboxone is up there on the axis of evils, right along with heroin, crack, meth. Dare I say it, Suboxone's probably eviler than all of those combined, because at least with like crack and meth, you see people doing this shit, or you see people slamming dope, the effects are pretty apparent. The way that shit eats at your soul, it gives you a wake-up call pretty damn quick. I mean, I never got into meth or crack or any of that shit. I mean, my thing was always opiates, but, you know, I've known plenty of people that were into that shit. And it takes its toll very fast. Suboxone is evil because of how slowly it takes its toll. I mean, at like a fucking crawl. To the point where when you finally realize what it's done to you, it's either, in most people's cases, it's too late. In my case, I caught it right on the edge. I still have the ability to go out and get married. I still have the ability to make something of myself. I still have a job, thank God, the same job I've had for the past fucking 10 years. I would not wish the Suboxone train on my worst enemy. It pushes away everything that you love. It even takes away your ability to enjoy music. I'm finding that out because now that I'm off of it and I'm on the Kratom, I'm enjoying songs that I haven't listened to in ages because you just don't care. When you're on the Suboxone, it gets to the point where you just don't care. So yeah, this is still technically a Kratom video. It works. It does what it's supposed to. Forces you to live a healthier lifestyle, forces you to re-examine your priorities. I think Kratom came into my life at precisely the last last chance of a last moment to enjoy whatever lifespan I have left. If it had been another couple years, I would be in my 40s, and I don't know what I would think. I feel for the older people that are in their 50s and their 60s, and then they get off the Suboxone train. I couldn't even imagine. That would probably make me more suicidally depressed than... I'm not suicidal, but I've definitely been depressed thinking about how many years that shit has taken and how much money I've put in the pockets of legal, capital L, legal drug dealers. So yeah, Kratom's a godsend. And if you're doubting it, I looked at it like this. For $30 just to try it, and I'm not advocating one vendor over another or anything like that. You find your own vendors. But I looked at it like, I've got my pills, I've got my scripts, I still have my doctor. What really do I have to lose? So I'm going to end this one now. And that's why this one is chapter 6 in the series. And it's going to be called Kratom for Opiate Withdrawal, chapter 6, The Regrets. You guys take care of yourselves. Don't let it steal your soul, because it will, one piece at a time.